After getting rid of the headphone jack, Apple seems to be going after buttons next. The iPhone 15 will have a solid-state button. But before you say that it's an old feature, know that Apple is aware of this and has added a new sensitivity function.
That slimy bugger.
But will the buttons still work when your device is turned off or out of juice? Well, Apple has something up its sleeves, so let's jump right into the video. Solid-state buttons. Apple's smartphones include physical buttons, and there has never been a distinction made between the buttons found on the premium model and those found on the ordinary model for these buttons. There are no severe difficulties with the buttons, but they offer nothing to improve device longevity or reduce power consumption. Wear and tear are another potential threat. Your phone may be rendered useless if even one of these tiny parts were to fail. As such, the iPhone 15 will have solid-state buttons, but this is limited to the Pro versions.
Disappointing.
There will be more taptic engines, which simulate the force feedback of genuine buttons, added to the solid-state buttons. And when activated, you'll hear the gratifying click of a physical button thanks to Apple's taptic engine. Yet there will be benefits to be gained from the solid-state design. The haptic engine has no moving components, making it more durable and dependable than a mechanical switch. Getting rid of the buttons may increase the frame's durability. If there are no cracks in the frame, the phone will be protected from dust and water. A potential problem with the new solid-state buttons is how easily they may be accidentally triggered. The bright side is that Apple is changing the way it deals with sensitivity. So for those who have wondered how the solid-state button will function without a casing, this is great news. The iPhone 15 has generated a lot of buzz, especially concerning its design, and we have all that covered, but not in today's video, but rather in our upcoming videos, so subscribe now so you do not miss out. A sensitive feature. Currently, utilizing iPhone's controls while donning gloves presents no problems. To our knowledge, no one has ever had trouble unlocking their phone while wearing gloves. This is because there is no need for skin contact for its effectiveness. As capacitive buttons don't move when pressed as regular buttons do, they will not register pushes as reliably under certain conditions. You could take your glove off every time you need to adjust the volume or turn off the device. But it sounds inconvenient, particularly in the cold. Those who have been keeping up with Apple may remember that the iPhone 7's home button had a solid-state sensor, meaning it never needed to be pushed. Consequently, if you're thinking, oh, Apple tried this on an iPhone previously, and there was no issue before, think again. It is true that there was no major issue, but that's because even with the case on, the home button of the iPhone 7 was always in plain sight. The situation might become more problematic if Apple decides to do away with physical volume and power buttons. Nonetheless, Tim Cook has refused to give us an opportunity to say Apple is bringing another solution to cause problems, hence the introduction of the sensitive feature. With iOS 17, the button sensitivity for the solid-state iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max will be adjustable through a new sensitivity setting. You'll be able to adjust the minimum amount of pressure needed to activate buttons on the iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max via the settings menu. A key feature of these solid-state buttons is that their sensitivity can be adjusted, allowing you to determine the precise amount of force required to activate them.
High tech.
We're going to presume that the vast majority of you utilize cases, so you shouldn't have any difficulties. Anyway, is this having you sold on the iPhone 15 Pros? Tell us in the comments section below. Yet this smart sensitive feature does create an additional question. Would the solid state continue to operate even if your battery dies? The fact is, the solid state buttons require power to operate. Yet they are needed to power the phone, and this is something that needs to be addressed, and that is up next for discussion. Energy microprocessor. In its current iteration, Apple's Super Low Energy mode allows for Apple Pay Express mode to be utilized for up to 5 hours after the battery has run out and enables Find My to locate an iPhone for up to 24 hours after it has been shut down. Nevertheless, there is a catch if you plan on using an Express card. Apple employs contactless wireless technology to process credit card payments on compatible iPhones. If you press the button on the side, you'll get a message saying that you may use Express cards. The The sensitive solid-state button seems to need power in order to function, raising the question of what would happen if the battery died while making a payment. In this case, Apple has a fix. Even if your phone's power is turned off or the battery is depleted, some functions, including the new capacitive solid-state buttons, will continue to work on them because it will employ a new ultra-low power processor. The existing super low energy mode that is used by Apple will be replaced by this new microprocessor. This mode enables your iPhone to be found via Find My even after the device has been shut off, and it can do so for up to 24 hours. Also, it will allow Apple Pay Express mode to be used for a period of up to 5 hours after the battery has been depleted. In addition to these, McRumors adds that the new chip will allegedly take over these existing Bluetooth LE/ultra wideband functions in addition to powering the solid-state buttons, including an action button that replaces the mute switch when the phone is on, off, or the battery is depleted. So this solid-state button is clearly something users did not want or expect. How about Apple providing us with something we genuinely want and have been nagging them to provide? Something like increasing the zoom range like its rivals. Well, in our next video, we have something to share on that as well as other new features to maximize the iPhone 15's user experience, so check it out.